We live in a world saturated with the imagery of success. The gleaming luxury car pulling away from the curb, the sprawling glass house perched on a cliffside, the curated vacation photos from a private island. We are taught from a very young age to equate these symbols with financial achievement. We are told to study hard, to get a good job, to climb the corporate ladder, all in pursuit of a higher income. The goal, we are led to believe, is to become rich. But what if this entire framework is a grand illusion? What if the very definition of success we have been sold is a gilded cage, a treadmill that spins faster the more we run? What if the pursuit of being rich is the single greatest obstacle to becoming truly wealthy? This is not a semantic game. The distinction between being rich and being wealthy is not a minor one. It is a fundamental chasm in philosophy, a difference as profound as that between a firework and a star. One is a brilliant, fleeting spectacle designed for external admiration. The other is a quiet, enduring source of gravity and light, powerful in its very essence. Today we will deconstruct this illusion. We will explore the one money secret you were never taught in school, a secret that has less to do with spreadsheets and stock picks, and everything to do with philosophy, psychology, and the art of living a deliberate life. This is the secret that separates the temporarily affluent from the permanently free. To understand this, we must first dissect the anatomy of being rich. Being rich is, in its most common form, a function of income. It is the ability to spend a great deal of money. The high-earning surgeon, the successful lawyer, the tech executive with a seven-figure salary, these are the archetypes of the rich. Their income affords them a lifestyle that is visible, tangible, and often enviable. The rich can afford the $500 dinner, the front-row seats, the latest designer fashion. Their life is an exercise in addition and acquisition. More income leads to more spending, which requires more income. It is a cycle fueled by desire and social signaling. To be rich is to have the capacity to display your success. The car is not just a mode of transportation, it is a statement. The house is not just a shelter, it is a monument. But beneath this glittering surface lies a fragile foundation. The rich lifestyle is often a high-stakes performance on a wire. It is dependent almost entirely on the continuous flow of a high income. Stop the flow, and the entire structure collapses. The job is lost, the business fails, the market turns, and the symbols of richness are revealed for what they often are: liabilities. The leased car is repossessed. The heavily mortgaged house becomes an anchor of debt. The lifestyle evaporates. The rich man is like a powerful engine in a race car. It makes a tremendous amount of noise, generates incredible speed, and consumes fuel at a voracious rate. It is an impressive display of power. But the moment the fuel line is cut, the engine sputters, goes silent, and the car glides to a useless halt. The appearance of power was entirely dependent on a constant external supply. The writer Morgan Housel tells a powerful, true story that perfectly illustrates this distinction. It's the story of two men, Ronald Reed, a janitor and gas station attendant in rural Vermont, and a high-level Merrill Lynch executive. He held degrees from prestigious universities, lived in a lavish mansion, and was a prominent figure in the world of finance. He was, by every conventional measure, spectacularly rich. Ronald Reed, on the other hand, lived a life of quiet frugality. For decades, he fixed cars and swept floors, earning a modest income. He was, by all appearances, the opposite of rich. When the executive died in his prime during the 2008 financial crisis, it was discovered that his lavish lifestyle had been funded by immense debt. His great mansion was leveraged to its limits. His wealth was a mirage. He died bankrupt. Years later, when Ronald Reed passed away at the age of 92, the world was stunned to learn that this humble janitor had quietly amassed a fortune of over $8 million. He had not earned a high income. He had not won the lottery. He had simply saved what little he could, invested it patiently in blue-chip stocks, and allowed the silent, inexorable force of compounding to work its magic over a lifetime. He left millions to his local hospital and library, creating a legacy that would outlive him by generations. The executive was rich. Ronald Reed was wealthy. This brings us to the core of our exploration. What, then, is wealth? If it is not the car, not the house, not the high income, what is it? Wealth is the opposite of rich. It is not visible. It is not loud. It is not a performance. Wealth is quiet. It is unseen. It is the assets in your portfolio that you haven't sold. It is the money you did not spend. Wealth is the portion of your income you convert into ownership. The philosopher Naval Ravikant defines it with beautiful simplicity. Wealth is having assets that earn while you sleep. Read that again. Assets that earn while you sleep. This is the fundamental shift in thinking. The rich focus on their active income, the salary they earn from their labor. The wealthy focus on their passive income, the returns generated by their assets. These assets can be businesses, real estate, or a portfolio of stocks and bonds. They are the financial equivalent of planting a tree. You water it, you nurture it, but eventually it grows to a point where it provides shade and fruit without your daily toil. Wealth is not measured in dollars spent, but in time acquired. The ultimate currency of wealth is freedom. It is the freedom to wake up one morning and decide, I am going to do whatever I want today. It is the freedom to change careers, to spend a year writing a book, to move across the country to be closer to family, to take care of a sick loved one without the crushing anxiety of a missed paycheck. Wealth is the ability to control your own time. It is a fortress built brick by silent brick, an accumulation of unspent income that grows into a formidable defense against the inevitable storms of life. A job loss for the wealthy person is a setback, not a catastrophe. A market downturn is a buying opportunity, not a reason for panic. Their foundation is not built on the shifting sands of a monthly salary, but on the bedrock of ownership. This is the one money secret you were never taught. Wealth is not created by the money you earn. It is created by the gap between your ego and your income. It is the money you save and invest. The entire spectacle of richness is a trap designed to close that gap, to encourage your spending to rise in lockstep with your earnings, ensuring you remain on the treadmill forever. The journey from a rich mindset to a wealthy one is not about finding a better stock tip or a secret investment strategy. It is a philosophical journey. It begins with a profound internal shift in how you define success and what you value in life. The first step is to disentangle your self-worth from your net worth, and especially from the visible symbols of that worth. Our consumer culture is a masterfully designed engine of discontent. It creates an endless stream of new desires, new status symbols, to ensure we never feel like we have enough. The rich person is a perpetual servant to this engine. They buy the new car not because the old one is broken, but because the new model sends a more powerful signal. The wealthy person understands that this is a game that cannot be won. The goalpost is always moving. There will always be someone with a bigger house, a faster car, a more exotic vacation. The only winning move is not to play. This is not a call for asceticism or deprivation. It is a call for intentionality. It is the practice of consciously deciding what brings you genuine value and ruthlessly cutting out the rest. It is the wisdom of the Stoics, who taught that true wealth is not having many things, but having few wants. The second step is to change your relationship with time. The rich trade their time for money, often at an ever-increasing rate. The prestigious lawyer who bills at $1,000 an hour may seem successful, but they are often trapped. They must keep running, keep billing, to sustain the lifestyle their income has created. Their time is not their own. It belongs to their clients, their firm, their obligations. The wealthy use their money to buy back their time. Every dollar saved and invested is a piece of their future freedom being purchased today. They see money not as an end in itself, but as a tool to build a life of autonomy, purpose, and control. They ask not, how much can I earn? Rather, how can I structure my finances so that I no longer need to earn? The goal shifts from maximizing income to maximizing independence. A useful metric for this is to calculate your freedom number, the amount of capital you would need to generate enough passive income to cover your living expenses indefinitely. This one calculation can be more life-altering than any promotion or raise. It changes the goal from a moving target of more to a finite, achievable destination. The third and final step is to embrace the art of playing defense. In the world of finance, as in sports, spectacular offense gets the headlines, but strong defense wins championships. The rich play an offensive game. They focus on high-risk, high-reward ventures, chasing the next big win to fund their ever-expanding lifestyle. The wealthy play a defensive game. They prioritize risk management, diversification, and consistency. They are not trying to get rich quick. They are trying to ensure they are never poor. They understand that the power of compounding is the most potent force in the financial universe, but it requires one non-negotiable ingredient: uninterrupted time. A single catastrophic loss can set you back decades, wiping out the magic of compounding. The wealthy build their financial life like an engineer builds a bridge. They account for stress, for unexpected shocks, for the worst-case scenarios. They have emergency funds. They avoid high-interest debt. They insure against catastrophe. Their strategy is not exciting. It is, by all accounts, boring. But it is robust. It is designed to endure. Think of the difference between a sprinter and a marathon runner. The rich person is a sprinter, bursting out of the blocks with incredible speed and energy. It is an impressive sight, a display of raw power. But it is unsustainable. The marathon runner, the wealthy person, starts at a steady, measured pace. They are not focused on the first 100 meters, but on the entire 26.2 miles. Their focus is on endurance, on conserving energy, on consistency. They may not look as impressive in the first lap, but they are the ones who will be there, still running, long after the sprinter has collapsed from exhaustion. So, how do we begin this journey? How do we step off the treadmill of being rich and start walking the path of the wealthy? It starts with a simple, personal audit. Look at your life. your spending, your goals. Ask yourself the hard questions. How much of what I do is for my own genuine well-being, and how much is a performance for an audience? How much of my time is truly my own? If my income stopped tomorrow, how long could I survive? The answers may be uncomfortable, but they are the necessary starting point. Next, redefine your financial goals. Move away from income-based goals and toward freedom-based goals. Instead of aiming for a certain salary, aim to save a certain percentage of your income. Aim to have 6 months of living expenses saved. Aim to buy your first share of an index fund. These are the small, unglamorous, but powerful first steps on the road to wealth. Finally, cultivate an appreciation for the unseen. Learn to find satisfaction not in the new purchase, but in the growing balance of your investment account. Find joy in the knowledge that you are building a fortress of security for your future self. See your savings not as a deprivation, but as a purchase. You are not giving up a dinner out. You are buying a piece of your future freedom. The great secret, the one that ties all of this together, is that a wealthy life is often a simpler, more meaningful, and less stressful life than a rich one. It is a life liberated from the anxiety of keeping appearances, a life where your decisions are guided by your own values, not by the expectations of others. It is a life where money is a servant, not a master. The world will continue to show you the fireworks. The loud, dazzling displays of the rich will always be more visible than the quiet, steady glow of the wealthy. But you will now know the difference. You will know that one is a fleeting moment of heat, and the other is a source of enduring gravity. The ultimate goal of building wealth is not to have more money to spend. It is to reach a point where you no longer have to think about money at all. It is to have a foundation so strong that you are free to pursue what is truly important: your relationships, your passions, your health, your contribution to the world. Wealth is the silent, sturdy vessel that allows you to navigate the unpredictable waters of life with confidence and grace. It is not the destination. It is the tool that gives you the freedom to choose your own. And that freedom, that quiet, unshakable control over your own time and your own life, is the one treasure that is truly priceless.